everyone, welcome back to RPG Alliance Game Master Profile Series. I'm here with Phil Bacon.
Hello.
Phil, when I asked you to run a game at RPG Alliance, I know you love Vampire the Masquerade, but then you came and said, I want to run Dungeons and Dragons. What's that about?
Well, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was 12 or 13. Like, my dad came home from vacation and bought me the box set. This is like the 1981 box set,
it's
right?
Beautiful.
The basic edition. Had the little dice in it with the little crayons, and you have to fill in the numbers with the crayons to make it visible.
Awesome.
And I remember forcing my entire family to sit and play with me at Christmas because I was young and didn't really have a lot of friends, and so, you know, teaching my mom and my grandma and my grandfather how to play, and they just sat there very patiently and just let me. They had no idea what was going on, but it started this love of the game that I played ever since, you know, and I've played every edition of D&D all the way through, and now that we're in the 5th edition, I'm loving it so much and it's so streamlined and so easy for people to get into. I wanted to really get into that as a tabletop, and I felt that it would fit the concept of what I had in mind a little bit better than anything else. But yeah, I mean, it's the number one thing. It spawned everything. I mean, even my wardrobe is half monster shirts now and stuff, right? So yeah, big love of my life, D&D.
Phil, what's going to be different about your D&D game from everybody else's?
So what I wanted to do a little bit differently is I wanted to run a D&D game as a heist adventure, right? So something a little bit different. So it's not focused on fighting and killing the monsters. It's really focused on getting in and getting out hopefully without being caught, because, you know, the original Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack didn't fight it well at the very end, yes, but it's not just something you could run in and take. So I'm basing it on Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack is, I don't want to give away too much, but Jack's got these magic beans and he wants to get in and get all the loot, but he knows he can't do it alone. So he's gonna do the whole recruiting of a team of experts to get him in, and the players are gonna be the experts. So I'm building custom characters for all of them. And I decided as well, because the convention and me myself are just trying to be very, very gender inclusive. All the characters there's gonna be 2 different gendered versions. And so the player can choose if they want to be male or female, or if they want to be no gender at all, or they want to play a trans character, they can totally do that. They can just choose, but there's nothing in the game that is set around any gender specific. So it doesn't matter what you play. And it's gonna be really interesting. So people are gonna be able to choose, and that's gonna be fun.
You and I share another great love, another great passion, Vampire the Masquerade. But I love the role-playing game, and you love the LARP.
I do, I really do. I was part of a Star Trek fan club way back in the day, back in my college years, and I was actually captain of the Star Trek fan club. So, you know, it's very, very, very awesome. But a couple members of the group started to play Mind's Eye Theater, which is the LARP version, and it's been going ever since. Like, I think we mathed it out at like 25, 26 years we've been playing this game. And I mean, off and on, people have come and people have go, and it's not the same people, except for like 1 or 2 people. But yeah, I've been playing most of all that time, and it's fascinating because it's not like the standard kind of LARP that people think about. Your average LARP is what they call a boffer LARP. You're running around with foam swords, and you're hitting people with foam swords, and you're throwing spell packets, you know, fireball, lightning bolt, right, etc. And you know what? That's fun too. It's just way too much exercise for me. I just can't. I've tried it. It's fun, but not for me. Vampire the Masquerade is very much a political and social game. It's all about deep role play. It's about getting into the characters. You can go an entire evening of playing without having to get into a challenge or do anything other than just role play with somebody. It's all talking and deep stuff. And the mechanic is set up so it's not about stunting. It's not about hopping on tables. It's not about all that sort of nonsense. No, I mean, actually, when it comes down to anything you cannot role play, it comes down to rock, paper, scissors to see who wins. A fairly simple mechanic, but also something that was designed so you could do it stealthily. We've played in bars, like with live people, with people out there who aren't aware. And you come in and you're like, blah, 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 I'm talking, and by the way, I'm gonna quickly read your mind. Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, I read your mind. What do you say? Okay, off you go. Because you can play in public. You totally can, and no one will notice. Because as you know, Vampire the Masquerade is all about being vampires hidden without people being knowing. So that's how it's played. And actually, they just brought out a new edition of it, and it's huge. Like, look at this
Wow.
thing. And they're just bringing out
Massive.
Volume 2 now with a lot more options. It is streamlined. It's beautiful. We love it. We're really getting into it. Yeah, our troupe is Twilight Theater. If anyone wants to find us, they can find us on Facebook at Twilight Calgary. And we accept anyone. You don't have to have any knowledge of the game. You don't have to have any experience. And actually, a lot of our players don't even know most of the rules. They just come and they have fun, and we work you through it. Because again, it's social, it's political. You can talk your way through, and you don't necessarily have to know everything. So it's perfect for people to come in and try.
Thank you, Phil, from one vampire to another, for being part of the RPGA-CON, and for being part of this video series. Everyone, make sure you check out Twilight Theater and get a chance to play some of the LARPing games with Phil. I think you'll have a really good time. He and the other storytellers of that LARP troupe do a really fun job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Anyway, folks, if you want to check out D&D, the Beanstalk Heist?
The Beanstalk Job.
Beanstalk Job. Do go to Tabletop Events and look up Roleplay RPG Alliance Convention, and look up Phil Bacon's game and grab a badge and a ticket. Don't forget, we have 2 programs, 4 hours each, so you can play Phil's game and play another game of any type you want. Our hosts there are going to be Dickens Pub, and we want to thank a big shout out to Zero Issue Brewery for having us here today, shooting this beautiful tap room. Come on down, check out their beer, and we'll see you at the con.